Okay, hello Mel. Very good to see you today. For those of you who are watching, my name is Asha. I am a business coach for coaches and facilitators, and I'm the director of Bloom Festival. And Bloom Festival is a 4-day adventure, workshops and dance and feasts and nature and all the good things. And I have the pleasure of interviewing Melanie Gunn, who is running a workshop called Earth Altar Creation. We're going to talk today about what an Earth Altar is and what's in store for this workshop, and go a little bit deeper on the themes that Earth Altar Creation brings up. So Mel, firstly, just thank you for your time. Really appreciate your time. Come all the way out to Bruns, to this beautiful backdrop to talk to me. So thank you.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm super excited about Bloom Festival and what it has to offer in the way of transformational embodiment, holistic, healthy festival themes. So the offering that I'll be sharing at Bloom Festival is the Earth Altar Creation. Essentially, an Earth Altar is a sacred space that's created upon the earth using natural materials like stones and sand and crystals, rocks, seed pods, flowers, fruit, anything that you can imagine that comes from the earth, and using the sort of universal language of the circle, or even the formula of the mandala. We're able to essentially anchor an energy field onto the earth. So I'll be facilitating that process there at Bloom Festival. And these type of earth altars have been done all throughout time, all through different cultures and traditions, in different ways, different formats for different reasons. But my intention for bringing this offering to Bloom is to give us, firstly, an opportunity to give thanks to the country and the land at Midginbull Retreat, and to come there in full presence and prayerfulness to say thank you, first and foremost, to the spirit of the land and to the elementals, to the environment for welcoming us and providing us with this spiritual sanctuary that we get to immerse ourselves in for the 4 days during the festival. And so to come in respect and in reverence, with gratitude and appreciation first and foremost. So it's an offering firstly to the earth and to the land. And that is possibly the most kind of significant aspect of this workshop. So it'll be an opportunity for all of us to come firstly with gratitude and appreciation, respect and reverence in our hearts to what we'll be receiving at the festival. And then as we place these items into the altar and into the mandala and create energetic field, we're also able to imbue each of those stones or crystals or flowers, all these objects, with our intentions. So placing our personal intentions and our collective intentions for not only what we are creating at Bloom Festival, so this container that is...
One sec. My sound has dropped out. Not sure why. Give me 1 second. Curious about, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mel?
I can't hear you at all, Ash.
You can't hear me, can you?
You can't hear me either?
Test 1, 2. Okay, how about How about
now? I
now?
can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened there, but please continue.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry. All right. So where was I? That's right. So it's an opportunity for us to really anchor our personal intentions into the space for ourselves for this particular for Bloom Festival and what we're going to experience there, also collectively as a community, what our intentions are, but also for the planet at this time and what we're really wanting to anchor and utilize all of the transformational and embodied energy of Bloom Festival and acupuncture that into the earth for the well-being and greater good of humanity and this planet. So that's the premise for the Bloom Festival, I suppose. My intention really is also to create like an anchoring of energy with that intention, with my personal intention, because there's going to be a lot that's awakened and activated and a lot of movement of energy, and the altar will provide a space of reverence and of refuge where people are able to then return to the center of this circle, of this mandala, of this earth altar, and find a still point and a centering and a peace and a place of pure belonging and reciprocal right relationship within the family and the tribe of this whole community energy that will be awakening them. So that is my prayer and my intention for providing this workshop. And yeah, I'm really excited. Whilst I have a formula and a format, I'm also going to be working purely with the energy that's available in the space and the people that show up into the space. And I'm really looking forward to looking into the eyes and hearts and hands of everybody that shows up to participate and co-create this beautiful space.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mel, I'm so grateful that you've decided to bring your wisdom to this community, because for me, like I'm only just coming out of a life that is almost entirely human-centric and not deeply connected to the other than human community of plants and animals and that which is beyond. You know, my upbringing was not deeply connected to nature. And as I'm exploring and journeying within myself, I'm discovering just how naturally humans are intimately connected with nature and a part of a broader universe of all different species. And that when we're tapped in to the earth and to the plants and the animals, that we experience a depth of, there's something that's satiated within us, and there's something that lands and drops in. And I'm just starting to taste that now in my experiences in nature. And I have a real curiosity about what's possible the more that we connect with the earth. So yeah, I'm really excited to journey deeper in this way of being and this way of connecting, really connecting with the earth and slowing down and listening and drinking in the energy and having dialogue with the earth. Like that to me is quite revolutionary at this point in my journey, like to really have a back and forth dialogue with something that's not human. So I feel, yeah, quite humbled and quite excited about the wisdom that you're going to bring.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful to hear that. Absolutely. And the elementals, just the relationship with the elementals, the air, the earth, the water, and the fire, just have so much to offer humanity and with our healing and our well-being. They're a phenomenal sort of infinite resource, and yeah, it can create incredible magic. Being aware of their roles in our lives here on the planet. Yeah.
Have you always, were you raised with this level of awareness and connection, or is this something you picked up later in life?
I feel it was definitely intrinsic to my nature. I was always very connected myself with the natural world, but I was brought up in the suburbs of Melbourne by I call them my Muggle family, and and yeah, I was brought up Catholic, and I really questioned. It didn't make any sense to me at all, to be honest, Catholicism. And I was really drawn to Native American Indian culture. It was the only thing that really kind of painted a picture that I could feel the truth in, that there were animals and there were plants and there was the air and the earth and the fire and the water and the mother earth and the father sky and all the directions, and it all just made perfect sense to me. And so I was kind of spiritually seeking at a really young age. I was probably about 8 when I started questioning God, and went on a pretty significant hero's journey during my adolescence and studied natural medicine and art therapy, and spent a lot of years working with power plants around the world. And through that, just really awakened something that was very deep and quite innate to my ancestors. So my sort of Scandinavian and Scottish ancestors of basic, simple animism and earth worship, and recognizing the reciprocal relationship that we have with all of these things that we share our existence with. And so, that's become sort of the premise of my life and my work and my personal and professional practice. Yeah.
Sorry, darling.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Great.
My phone got hijacked temporarily, but I've heard everything you've said, so please continue.
Right. I was just bringing it to a close there of just saying that, this paradigm, the natural paradigm that, feels intrinsic to me is, I believe, really deeply rooted and connected with my Scottish and Scandinavian ancestors, pre the, sort of witch hunt kind of era. And there's this kind of awakening in me, but collectively of returning to this, to our roots and to our direct relationship with these forces. And it's very much embedded in everything that I do, with the making of drums and feather fans and ceremonial ritual crafting, and is a complete honoring and recognition of our relationship to all these things and how sacred that is. Yeah.
Mel, I'm thinking of the person who is curious about earth altars and connecting to the earth, and I'm trying to give them a sense of like why would they do this. And I'm curious about, so with that in mind, I'm curious about if when we don't have this level of connection to the earth, what are we missing out on, and what are the consequences? And when we do connect to the earth, what do we receive, or what do we give, or why?
That's really beautiful. Thank you for asking that. Through everything, through all of that, when I distill it down, in our basic human essence, things like music, art, dance, the plants, food, medicine, and ritual are some of the basic kind of elements of what keeps us well. And throughout all the things that I've learned and done, I really honestly believe that it's our loss of connection to those things that have made humanity so unwell. That people stop dancing, and they stop singing, and they stop creating art. They stop practicing their rituals and their rites of passage because there was no economic value And they started looking for validation outside of themselves, of like, you know, money and cars and houses and job titles and, you know, all these things, and just lost actual relationship to these really simple practices that keep us so healthy and happy and well, and just in connection and belonging to our place here on the earth. So yeah, in the creation of an earth altar, we have everything we need. There's a recognition that I have everything I need. I can go out onto the beach or into the forest. I can forage and find whatever I need: sticks, stones, flowers, leaves, twigs, pebbles, bones, feathers, like this incredible array of abundance in nature. And from the center, create a mandala and slowly build and allow myself to be open to the creative spirit, to simply step by step allow the creative spirit to move through me, to create something purely for the joy of creating, not to, you know, sell or to show off or to replicate, or just purely for the joy, to connect with the essence of these things. And in there is a sense of peace, there's a sense of belonging, of grounding, of coming into stillness and into centeredness. And in a world that is so noisy right now and so virtual reality, to presence ourselves with a leaf or a stone or sand or a feather with nature is really going to be essential for us as a species if we're going to continue existing on this planet. So yeah, that is why, you know, these kind of simple practices are so beneficial, because it brings us into the present moment, brings us back to what's important and how much we actually truly have, how much the earth is giving us all the time, and into a place of, like I said, respect and reverence and custodianship, that it is actually part of our role here to really appreciate and maintain and help establish the incredible beauty of this planet, to witness and to receive the beauty of this planet, not just to take what we want and do as we please, but to really receive this incredible gift of life on planet Earth.
Beautiful, Mel. So well put. I really feel what you're sharing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, that I really see how the technologies that have emerged in contemporary society create dysregulation and fear and stress. And there's a lot of beauty to modern society as well. This isn't, you know, just single-sided, but when we really tune in, that there's a portal into a depth of wisdom that can be accessed when we tune into to nature and the earth. And from that place of deep wisdom, when we act in the world with others, we can act from a place of wisdom and just enjoy it for what it is without needing to produce. So that's what I'm taking from what you're sharing. Cool. Well, if you want to come to Mel's workshop, come join us. It's going to be really beautiful. I feel like, Mel, if someone's considering coming to the festival and they're unsure about whether or not they're going to come, do you have a message for these people?
Do I have a message for these people? We are so fortunate and privileged to have even the choice and the option to be able to go out into a piece of land like the Jimble Retreat and to come together as a community and to explore and express and participate in all of these incredible offerings that are going to be available. These kind of opportunities are rare. They're sort of like, you know, gems and jewels in a so many experiences, and this space can be utilized as a transformational portal, a marking of time, a rite of passage to really anchor and ground positive change in our own lives and in the lives of others, to connect with kindred spirits, to open up to something new and to make some magic on earth. So yeah, I'm really excited. I've been praying and hoping for more holistic festivals to emerge, where we're able to access the wisdom and guidance of altered states of consciousness simply by dancing and singing and shaking and getting connected with our primal innate wisdom rather than, you know, all the other options. So yeah, this is a very wise and healthy choice of
Thank you, Mel. I feel like you really see what we're creating here. I actually had a dream about this festival, and it was like, it felt like I was time traveling, and I'm sure this is just a collection of past experiences that I've had, but I had this vision that there was a very old festival a long time ago, and all the tribes gathered in the woods, and they sung together and they danced together and they feasted together, and they had rites of passage together. And different people at different life stages have different rites of passage, and it was a celebratory, communal, multi-generational context. And there was like a rich, lived, nourishing experience to that we just don't get in our day-to-day modern lives. And I feel like the way you've described that, like what you've described is exactly what I see. So it feels good that someone else sees the same thing that I do.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, you put that perfectly. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well, I think we're finished for this piece. If someone desires to sign up, Mel will put the website in the post or the email, or however you're going to share this. And we'd love to see you there. And if this interview moved you, let Mel know, let me know, and come say hi at the festival.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ash, for actualizing this ancient vision of yours. Yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing some time out there with you.
Thank you. Just going to stop the recording.